Creativity. Every human being is innately creative. We live in a creative universe, constantly expanding, constantly creating, destroying itself for new creations to emerge. Birds chirp, singing their songs, their creations. The trees grow, extending into the heavens, the branches creating their own unique fractal patterns, as well as the roots below them. As above, so below. As we are created to create. There's a few ways for us to unlock that innate creative ability, surrendering to the flow of creativity. A lot of famous writers, musicians, and artists claim it wasn't them that created their masterpieces. It was almost like they left and something took over. It's not hard to tap into that creative flow. In fact, you do it every day in your work, in your conversations, as you cook dinner. We live these creative lives, but we neglect the fact that we are creative. And tapping into it means tapping into yourself. Creativity arises because of the feelings we feel within and our need to express them outwardly. Every creation has an emotion tied to it. It makes us feel something. Our own inner standing allows us to express ourselves creatively, because the more we understand ourselves, the more we understand the world. And then the more we understand the world, the more we begin to understand ourselves. And for me, it was a process of seeing myself in the world so that I could see the world in myself. As above, so below. It always ties back to those Hermetic principles, especially when we're talking about creativity. In Hermeticism, they talk about the all, which is the all-pervading, all-expansive, all-experiencing presence within our universe, God. In Hinduism, they talk about the Brahman, the all-encompassing, all-pervading force in our cosmos, creating, destroying, and preserving. We are that force in physical form. Our minds are connected to our imagination. Our imagination is the mental plane. We tap into the mental plane beyond what we can see. And all creativity is taking the mental plane and using our physical being to manifest what was only within our imagination into physical reality. Before someone had this journal, they had to think about this journal. And then they acted physically to create this journal. Before I wrote in this journal, I had to have an idea about what I wanted to write before I put a pen to paper. So we take what is on this mental plane. We are plugged into the mental plane. Our mind is connected to a plane beyond what the eye can see. Our feet are grounded to the earth physically. We are quite literally the connection between the heavens and the earth. And we are the co-creators to take what was only within our imagination and manifest into physical reality. This entire process goes back to surrendering. Our ego is caught up in our own melodramas, attached to the way things are supposed to be, attached to these ideas about what people are supposed to think about us. Creativity is vulnerable. To take a video of you singing, playing your guitar, putting it on the internet, for me to share these pages in my journal online for people to read, that's vulnerable. It doesn't feel comfortable. It's an exercise in vulnerability. It's an exercise with your ego to be able to surrender and let go and not think so deeply about what others are thinking of you, and accept, love, and forgive yourself in exactly the way that you are. I'm constantly caught up in this idea of perfectionism. My creations have to be perfect. The song has to be perfect. The journal has to be perfect. My business has to be perfect. My relationships have to be perfect. But they don't, because they're perfect the way that they are. Not to say we can't continue to make improvements, but it's about accepting and loving where we are right now and surrendering to the flow of creativity to bring more of what we want to see in the world into the world. Don't create for other people, create for yourself. Write letters to yourself, write songs for yourself, read books for yourself, have relationships for yourself, and do it all for you. Use your creativity to connect with yourself on a deep level. Understand yourself on a deep level. And use your innate creativity to create the best version of yourself. Because at your core, you are your most important, vital creation. I am that I am. I'm a creative being in a creative world. Thank you to me for creating me, and thank you to God for creating me, and thank God that we're all one and the same. Click like, click subscribe. I'm going to be diving into all these philosophical questions about the nature of consciousness, the nature of self-awareness. Why are we here? What is reality? What is life? What are we doing here on planet Earth as human beings? I'm going to be answering all those questions, making lots of videos about it, chopping it up, posting on social media. So click subscribe, stay along for the ride. This is only the first of many. See you soon. Peace.